Good morning, honorable judges and fellow debaters. My name is Florence Fordiyanto. I'm a student from Cahaya Sakti High School, and now I'll be standing as the first speaker on the opposition side of this motion. So, opponents say that providing significant financial incentives for urban citizens to move to rural areas is a good idea to reduce population density. I personally really don't agree with the solution of providing financial incentives. It is true that in cities, the biggest problem is population density, where this greatly affects various aspects, including the economy, physical and mental health, as well as the welfare of the community. Incentivizing solutions may seem like a good idea to address various issues of congestion, health, and overcrowding, but there will be so many negative things that arise from this solution. There's a few points of this topic. First, many urban residents do not have the means to survive in the countryside. People are, of course, very used to live in the city, especially those who have lived in the city since birth. This causes their way of survival to be very programmed to live in the city. Insufficient, insufficient ability, I'm sorry, insufficient ability to develop oneself in the village will create high and unemployment rates and even create new problems for the local area. And apart from that, the resources found in rural areas will only be depleted by excessive use without adequate capacity. And of course, creating a new problem in this local area is not a good solution for population density. This is the same as erasing one problem by creating a new issue. And second, providing financial incentives for people to move out will not work because very few people will take advantage of the incentives given and develop them. Mostly, people will only accept and choose to use them without developing and thinking about the long term. This will also cause people who receive incentives to continuously push for other incentives, and ultimately, community welfare will not be achieved. Third, it is very wrong if the government's focus is only on city residents who have moved to the village. But will the villager be forgotten? Both parties need to get equal benefits. Both need to understand the right method. Village residents will certainly experience big changes, especially by living together with people who have lived in city for a long time. In accordance with my first points, which states that there is a lack of ability to live in a village and with all the consequences, those who experience these consequences are, of course, not only city residents who have moved, but also village communities who have settled in the area. And apart from that, of course, there will be social jealousy that city people receive financial incentives to move to their villages, but they, as village people, do not receive anything to deal with this chance. Therefore, the most appropriate solution is to use the funds that were previously used to provide financial incentives for builders in the targeted villages. This aims to create an attraction so that the people themselves will automatically move to other areas and reduce population density. And of course, this development must involve residents in local villages so that industrial development does not occur too rapidly, which actually leads to the formations to other which is to the formations of other cities. The governments also need to consider the location of the development to be carried out so that evenly villages will experience the development according to needs without damaging initial prosperity. And after the development is carried out, the government needs to provide further understanding. First, to the city community that population density needs to be resolved with the solution, provide exposure that feels that feels really related to what they are going through, so that the community begins to be moved to make the eradication to urban density a success. Then secondly, provide understanding to the village community about why development needs to be carried out and why population transfer of population distribution need to be carried out. And apart from that, the family planning program is also very important because it is prevent more birth than death, which causes instability in society. And then back again, the point that in if we use the way to give incentive financial to people in the city to move out, they will only focus to the city residents who have moved to the village, but the villagers might get forgotten because it is important that both parties need to get the equal benefits, both need to understand the right methods. Because back again, the village residents will certainly experience big changes, especially by living together with people who lived in cities for a long time. So that means people who live in the city for a long time, especially when they live in the city since their birth, this causes their way of survival to be very programmed to live in the city. They will have insufficient ability to develop oneself in the village, will create high unemployment rates, and even create new problem in the local area. And then providing financial incentives for people to move will not work because very people will take advantage only in the incentive, forgetting to develop them, and they will only accept and choose to use them without developing and thinking about the long term. They won't thinking about the long term use. They only gonna think about the benefits that time. And that's why the correct solution, the appropriate solution to this is to use the funds that were previously used to provide financial incentives, and also by giving understanding to the village community, understanding to the people in the city, so that that's why the village community, because that's why development needs to be carried out, and why population transfer or population distribution needs to be carried out. And that's why family planning program is also very important to prevent more birth and deaths, which causes instability in society. To conclude on what have been stated, providing financial incentive is not a good solution. By focusing on developing local areas without even distributing, or even also providing understanding to the community, city residents, and village residents, so that the solution to solving population density will not create new problems in the future. Thank you.